Why, hello there, YouTube. It's me, Random Ross. If you've been on this channel for some time now, you will know that I have been having a battle with testicular cancer. So, about 2 months back now, I came on here and um I told you all here that back in September I found out that I had testicular cancer, and basically telling everyone out there to check themselves, be aware of it. And I also said that on October 4th I went and had an operation to have that testicle removed because there was nothing more they could do for it. So I had that operation. I had a CT scan. It was all good, but they did, however, find a lymph node that was slightly raised. And like the doctor told me, if it was 10 centimeters or something, or 10 inches or something, that would imply that there is something, there, serious, cancerous, and that, possibly cancerous. And it was raised about 6. So they booked me in for another CT scan. I had that done, and I had my bloods took, and the lymph node hadn't gone down, but it hadn't got any bigger. So it's not changed. I went to the doctor, hospital this week, and that's what the doctor told me. It had not gone down, but it had not gone big. And the doctor also said, for all they knew, I might have had that. I might have always had a slightly raised lymph node. But they say if there is any disease in there, it's very, very micro and very early, and at this point, curable. The state it's in now. The cancer that they did find in the testicle, the tumor, and that it was cancer, but it wasn't the aggressive kind. Fortunately, luckily, it was not aggressive cancer, but it was cancer. So I'm glad I actually stepped forward about it and had it done. So that's good. The worst it did was, engulf the testicle and also make its way to my tubes, which they did remove anyway, which they do as well because, they want to just reduce the risk of that to zero. They could do an operation on the lymph node and remove it, but given where it is, they would have to take out my whole intestines and that and stuff and get it, but they don't think it's worth the risk or the bother. But it's manageable where it is anyhow. And even if they did remove it, there's no guarantee that they'll get it, whatever's there. So anyhow, I then posted another video about possible chemo treatment. And for a while I've been waiting to see what they said. And it's good news. The worst case scenario was that I would need an intense dose of chemo, which would be a 3-week process. And the best case would be that I'd need 1 shot of it. And it's good news. I only need the 1 dose. So, in the new year, the doctor says that it's good enough to wait till the other side of Christmas. So I was happy to know that I can enjoy Christmas and have a good Christmas. So I'm happy with that. I'm pleased that I can enjoy the rest of the year. So that is good. It's all good. I do need to go back to the hospital for a kidney scan, which will be next week at some point, and just to make sure that my kidneys can flush out any of the toxins that I get put into me during the chemo process. I'm going to need a pre-op for it, but in January 10th I'm going in for the 1 dose of chemo. The doctors told me it's all good. I'll be sitting in a reclinable armchair, so I'll be comfortable. They'll give me anti-sick meds. They'll inject something. They'll put something into my hand, and then they'll just put the chemo bag above me on a drip. They said it would take up to about an hour and a half or something, but either way, it's a daily process because I've got to wait. I've got to do this, that, and the other. So it could be a 3 to 4 hour process in the hospital, and then about 90 minutes of a whole drip. So this chemo, it is quite a heavy dosage, but it won't do too much damage. My hair won't fall. Well, I don't have any hair on my head. My beard won't fall out. I get to keep that. I get to keep all my body hair. It's not going to do that much damage. Only people with that need the intense sort of chemo, it'll do that to them. It will, however, make me a bit ill. For about a week or week and a half at the most. I will feel, a bit sickly, a bit upset stomach. I'll have weird tingling sensations in my hands and feet, they said. But mostly, I'll feel very tired. So, for a week in January, I'm going to be feeling a bit off. And that whilst I have the after effects of the chemotherapy. But it's all good from there on. After I've had the chemo, I'll be going for a scan every year. This is when the 5 year remission will begin. They really have come a long way in the remission process because I know one guy who my mum knows at work who's told me all about this. He said his remission stage was every 3 months a check, and then after 2 years it will be every 6 months. Then one, but he had a more aggressive cancer, testicular cancer, than I did. So, and it was around 6, 7 years ago for him. So, like I say, the science has clearly come a long way. If my remission is going to be that a scan once a year for 5 years, so it's all looking good. I'm in good spirits. I'm strong in myself, and yeah, I can have a good Christmas. And then when the new year comes, the final fight begins. So all I can say is bring it. I've got this now. I'm so grateful to the NHS for everything they've done and keep doing. I'm grateful to still be here. I'm grateful to be given a new shot at life. I feel like this is like an early Christmas present in a way. I've been given a second go around, which I tend to cherish and be grateful for having. And I still check my one good testicle once a month. To excuse the noise outside, there's a car there. Um, I do check my one remaining testicle once a month. I give it a proper exam, and it's fine so far. There's no change in that. It's the same as it's always been, and hopefully it will stay that way because it's not going to come back. I mean, there's very slim chances of it coming back in the other testicle. It's a rare case, but it can happen. But if it does, well, you know, I've got a way around it. I'll stamp it out and what have you. But I'm staying positive now. It's not going to come back. I've got this. I'm a fighter, and yeah, this has just been one big mild hiccup in my life, and I plan to live a full life and not go anywhere for a very long time. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. All I wanted to update you on. Everything's good. I'm looking forward to the outcome. You know, it's not going to be a bad dose of chemo, but it's still going to be make me a bit ill. But I say a temporary illness is better than a terminal one. So you know, keep checking yourself, whether it be your balls or your boobs. And if you notice anything at all, like a lump or a slight growth or change or anything like that, go to your doctor. Don't bother looking at it on the internet because sites tell you different things and never really give you a straight answer. Go to your doctor and they can tell you what's there, and then they probably can't give you an answer, but they'll refer you to like professional doctors who specialize in this and can tell you what it is. And you know, the quicker you catch it, the quicker you can cure it. And as I've said before, we will cure cancer, and I wish we could do it sooner rather than later. But like I said, finding medicines and treatments and ways to get rid of it along the way there just shows that we're getting closer to it. You know, I mean, we are. They say that there is a cure, but the system makes money selling drugs and medicines. They won't be that selfish. I think if there was a cure, we would know by now, and it would be for everyone, not the selfish and the greedy and the rich and what have you. You know, I don't tend to look that much into conspiracy theories, but all I know is that science. Think of where we've come in the last century. They discovered chemo treatments through mustard gas in the First World War. They found it breaks down cells and knackers you up. And they thought if they found that it can also destroy cancer cells. And look how we've come in the last century alone. You know, we've used this now to help people get well, you know, and made treatments less aggressive. But yeah, the research continues. And even when we do find a cure for this, the research will continue because we'll find ways to make it even more better. So yeah, I really hope that I get to see that, you know, they will do it later in this century, that we will see it at some point. But yeah, I just wish it could be the same for other people that have got or had this evil, horrible disease. And I'm so grateful that mine can be treated and, you know, cured. But not everyone can get that luck that I've had, you know. So I hope it's a hard thing to know you're going to get. You think you're never going to get it. You think other people get it. The worst that'll happen is someone in your family will get it. But the fact is, anyone can get it anywhere, anytime, any age. It don't discriminate. It doesn't get a certain group of people. It can get anyone. You know, I thought the worst case of it in happening would be in my family and my auntie. She actually had breast cancer and she beat it earlier this year. And now she's right as rain and is living life to the fullest. And I'm doing the same. So, yeah. Anyway, I've gone on enough now, so I'm going to leave you there. So, if you've watched to the end again, thank you for listening and, you know, watching. I hope that that what I've been saying has given people that are in the same boat as me hope and stuff, and I got a message out there, what have you. But yeah, so I hope everyone has a great Christmas and a great new year. Hopefully 2022 is going to be better. You know, we're going to be even more further out of this shitstorm with the pandemic than we have been. I mean, the last year has been an improvement alone. So yeah, like I say, 2022 is right around the corner. So yeah, as I just said, have a good Christmas, have a great new year, and I'll be seeing you, or as I say on this channel, until next time, I bid you all a goodbye, friends, goodbye.